Hi, fight fans, and welcome back to LL Sports TV. Hope you're all doing well. They said this was a crossroads fight. Unfortunately for Dillian White, this was more roadkill than crossroads, I'm afraid. Moses Itama makes light work of Dillian White. First round TKO in their fight over in Saudi. Fight all over in 1 minute and 59 seconds to be precise. This was a bit of a blowout. I don't think Dillian White even landed a single decent punch in the 2 minutes that the fight lasted. Itama started the fight sharp and fast as he always does, landing jabs, landing hooks, landing right hands. He noticeably went to the body a few times. He hurt Dillian White with a body shot, which forced Dillian to retreat to the ropes. Whereupon Moses Itama followed up, landed a series of punches. Not all of them landed, but the ones that did land noticeably hurt Dillian. He was on unsteady legs, and he was hit with another couple of shots, including a really good uppercut, come left hook, which face planted him. And Dillian, being the warrior he is, got up, or tried to got up, but upon getting up, the referee quickly assessed his situation and decided that he was in no fit condition to continue the fight, and he stopped the fight. At which point, Dillian, being the man he is, protested. He obviously knew where he was. He wanted to fight on. But I've got to say, I agree totally with the referee. Dillian's legs was all over the place. He was getting hit at will prior to the knockdown, which was a heavy knockdown. And let's be honest, he was never in it and was never going to be in it. And I think the referee was right. I mean, some people seem to have this opinion that you have to get knocked out absolutely cold in order for the referee to stop the fight. No, I mean, think for me, even while the fight lasted, you could see that Dillian was completely out of his depth in there. I've got to say that. As I said, I don't think Dillian landed a single decent punch. He adopted a kind of weird kind of crouch for this fight in an attempt to, make himself lower in trajectory. But that didn't make any difference at all. The difference in speed was so apparent right from the opening bell, both hand speed and foot speed. And the difference in class was apparent as well. Dillian was completely outclassed, and I think the referee was absolutely right to stop the fight. And this fight, I've got to say, I predicted an early win for Itama. I just didn't see a way in which Dillian could win this fight. I mean, Moses Itama at this stage in his career and Dillian's stage in his career is just, to me, it was always going to happen. And I actually said that if Dillian came to fight, the fight would be over within the first 3 rounds. In the end, I was 2 rounds out. I did expect him to get it out get Dillian out in the first round, but I'm not surprised because, as I said, if Dillian opened up, showed any gaps at all, then Moses Itama is the perfect man to exploit that, and so it proved. I just think Moses Itama is on a different level, and not just to Dillian. He's on a different level to most heavyweights in the world, and I think Dillian at 37 years old. I've said it before on previous forums and on previous shows that Dillian's legs have gone at the top level. His punch resistance is not what it was, and he'd be a sitting target for Moses Itama. The only way that this fight was going to be competitive is if Dillian could somehow take Moses Itama into the later rounds, which is always going to be an issue. And as like I said, if he opened up and tried to be aggressive or tried to make a fight of it, he would just walk straight into punches. In the end, it wasn't even like that. I mean, Moses Itama just backed Dillian to the ropes and then just took him out. Simple. Totally conclusive. And yeah, Moses Itama, I mean, and what can you say about this guy? I mean, he's never lost a fight, amateur or pro. He's never lost a fight. This guy is a generational talent. I'm telling you, man. I've compared him before, and some people kind of looked at me with wide-eyed. I said, look, he's one of those once in a lifetime generational talents that come along in a particular sport. I said you can look at someone like Luke Littler in darts. You can look at someone like Boris Becker in tennis. You can look at someone like Usain Bolt, even in boxing. And listen, I know these are lofty comparisons. The guy's only 20 years old, but seriously, he is He is really that good. I think the only problem that they're going to have with Itama now is who they're going to put him in with next, because there's very few people that can hang with this guy, man. I mean, it's as simple as that. There is very few people, very few heavyweights that A, are going to want to fight him. So shout out to Dillian for taking that fight. And B, that can, once they've taken the fight with him, are going to, put up any meaningful resistance. I mean, Itama moves to 13-0, 11 KOs. I think only 2 people have gone past the second round with this guy. And he's only 20. I mean, which means he's going to get better and better, more experienced. I mean, it's frightening how good this guy can be. He really is that good. I'm struggling to, obviously, take Usyk out of the equation. I'm struggling to think of too many people. Maybe Caballero might give him a good fight. Maybe Josie Parker, one of those guys. But I'd pick him to beat Josie Parker and Caballero. I mean, I'm not joking. I would. But I mean, realistically, who should Moses Itama take on next? Maybe Filip Hrgovic. He fought on the undercard, and he won, but he struggled at times against David Adelaide. That was a surprisingly competitive fight. Very good fight, by the way. Shout out to both fighters. They put on a very entertaining display. But Hrgovic, who is one of the top heavyweights in the world, he's got an excellent chin. I mean, he must have one of the best chins in the division. And that fight with David Adelaide proved it, because there was one of the rounds where he took about 6 unanswered shots from a big puncher like David Adelaide and remained standing. So yeah, maybe Hrgovic, maybe they might consider that a fighter that maybe they should wait a little while for that. I don't know. What about Jarrell Big Baby Miller? I did a watch along on DR Sports, and one of the contributors on the panel there, I think his name is Terrell. Shout out to Terrell. Really enjoyed the watch along with him, Frankie Knuckles. Actually, I think it might have been Frankie Knuckles that said it. Yeah, man. And he was talking about Jarrell Miller, and I think that would be a great fight. I mean, Jarrell Big Miller, he is a big guy, a big name, and a big mouth. He'd certainly sell the fight, I'm sure of that. But also, he's very durable and can be relied upon to take Moses Itama a few rounds, I believe, because he wouldn't beat Itama, no way. But he might take him 3 or 4, 5, 6 rounds. Who knows? Maybe even more. Because one thing about Jarrell Big Baby Miller, even though he's a pretty odious character, he is a big, tough, strong man who's got a lot of heart and can take punishment. So yeah, maybe someone like that. But honestly, this guy, Moses Itama, he is the real deal. And don't let anyone tell you any different. This guy is the real deal. And outside of a few top heavyweights, he's already up there. And yeah, they're going to struggle to find meaningful opponents. But anyway, that's not a bad thing, man, because like I said, it's exciting for boxing. He's the best young prospect in boxing by a mile. And we should feel proud that he's a British fighter. I mean, some people are saying that British boxing is on a bit of a downer at the moment. We've only got one full male world champion. Shout out to Nick Ball, by the way. He defended his WBA featherweight title on the undercard. Really good fight against Sam Goodman. Yeah, so Nick Ball is currently our only full male world champion. But Moses Itama, man, I mean, this guy is a sensational fighter, a hell of a prospect. And he's going to go all the way. But listen, that is not even like close. That's a tap-in, bro. He's going to win a world title. You can take that to the bank. He is that good. As for Dillian White, I mean, listen, Dillian, he was never going to win this fight, let's be honest. I said in the lead up to this fight, I was surprised at how Dillian's sort of psychological approach to this fight. I mean, normally Dillian White is that guy. He's quite an adversarial guy, likes to get in people's faces. He's that kind of roadman type of figure that likes combat. I mean, he christened the term maximum violence. But I noticed in the lead up to this fight, he wasn't on that time, you know what I mean? And that told me a lot. The fact that he was showing Moses Itama so much respect. Dillian was flat out saying, yeah, everyone thinks I'm going to lose in the first couple of rounds. No one's giving me a chance. It was kind of strange to hear the Dillian White that I know talk like that. I expected Dillian to be that kind of alpha male guy, trying to put it on the younger man a little bit, make him know that, hey, listen, man, this ain't no joke thing. But even Dillian, he seemed in awe of Moses before the fight. He seemed, I wouldn't say passive, but he wasn't his normal ebullient sort of alpha male self. In fact, I was saying to a couple of guys a couple of days before the fight that the last time I saw Dillian approach a fight like this was some years back when he fought Tyson Fury for the world title at Wembley, and he was knocked out in 6 rounds and he gave a pretty poor performance. And thinking about tonight, it was a kind of similar mindset, although he didn't get started. Moses Itama was just way too good for him. But then Moses Itama was going to be way too good for a lot of people. So at least Dillian, I mean, there is some semblance of comfort. I mean, Dillian would have got a really good payday. The fight took place over in Riyadh, Saudi. They pay well. No one was expecting Dillian to win this fight. No, I don't care what any of these guys say. Oh, Dillian's got a chance. They knew he weren't going to win this fight, man. I heard Adi Oladipo and 1 or 2 others. Oh, Dillian's got himself in great shape. Come on, bro. If you know your boxing, you know that Dillian was never going to win this fight. Never. And so it proved. He was totally outclassed. Couldn't even make it past 2 minutes. But what I would say is this. Dillian, he got stopped. He never got taken out completely. He wasn't beaten up and knocked out with 10 hard, grueling rounds or anything like that. So I don't see there's any reason for him to retire, to be honest, because he got beat by a once-in-a-lifetime talent. There are fights for Dillian out there. I mean, you know, inevitably people will be calling for him to fight Chisora in a 3rd fight. And there are other fighters he can fight. So I don't expect Dillian to retire, and he won't retire. A guy of Dillian's ego will not want to go out of boxing on a loss like this, and I perfectly understand it. He is 37, he's no spring chicken, but listen, he's a heavyweight. They do tend to go on a bit longer. If he can get himself into good shape, I mean, he got into good shape for tonight's fight. There are fights out there that he can win, but not Moses Itama. But anyway, that's all from me. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think that Moses Itama is a future cert world champion, or do you think I'm overhyping him? I'd love to know what you guys think. Please put it in the comments. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.